Eyewitness News is your local election headquarters, and tonight we're bringing you the results from our exclusive Eyewitness News Roger Williams University poll.
For more than 3 decades, we have been the leader in political polling in Rhode Island, and 2018 will be no different.
In our first poll of the season, we're bringing you an early look at the governor's race and how Governor Gina Raimondo might fare in her re-election bid.
Eyewitness News reporter Tim White is here now with the exclusive results. Tim?
Mike and Shannon, our survey of 419 registered voters shows as of right now, depending who Governor Raimondo's challenger is, it could be a very competitive race.
If Cranston Mayor Alan Fung wins the Republican primary, our survey shows as of now he gives Gina Raimondo the biggest challenge come November. 38% of voters choose Raimondo, 36% Fung. That's well within the poll's margin of error of 4.8%. Independent Joe Trillo receives 6%. 17% of voters aren't sure.
I think the governor's race is very fluid at this time with Alan Fung and Governor Raimondo. It's a statistical dead heat based on the survey. Independent candidate Joe Trillo has not really started to do much media at this point, so we don't know how much impact he's going to have.
In a matchup against a different Republican, State Representative Patricia Morgan, Raimondo fares better with 43% of the vote to Morgan's 25%. Trillo bumps to 9%, 20% aren't sure in a Raimondo-Morgan race.
I think what we're seeing here is when we did the favorability, almost 70% of the voters didn't know who Patricia Morgan was.
With the much sought-after independent voter, Fung leads Raimondo 41 to 29. 20% of independents aren't sure.
As we always said, the poll is just a snapshot in time. This is the beginning of March. It was taken at the end of February. Come November, it could be a totally different situation.
And there's a gender gap. Raimondo holds an 18% lead among women, while Fung has a 13% lead with men. We should note, a third Republican candidate, businessman Giovanni Feroci, opened a campaign account after this poll was finalized. Coming up new at 6, we asked voters how they feel Governor Raimondo is doing at her job and what Rhode Islanders think of President Donald Trump. Tim White, Eyewitness News.
Now, more local coverage. This is Eyewitness News on WPRI 12.
Now, Eyewitness News is your local election headquarters. We have more results from our exclusive Eyewitness News Roger Williams University poll.
One question we've been asking voters for years is Rhode Island on the right track? 39% say the state is moving in the right direction, but 45% choose wrong direction. 11% say it's remained the same.
And that mood could affect Governor Gina Raimondo's future as she enters an election year. Eyewitness News reporter Tim White is here now with the exclusive results.
When it comes to the governor, our poll finds there is a big difference between how voters view Gina Raimondo personally and how they view her job performance. 50% of voters surveyed in our exclusive Eyewitness News Roger Williams University poll have a favorable opinion of Governor Gina Raimondo, while 46% have an unfavorable opinion. But when asked about her job performance, only 37% gave Raimondo a positive job rating, 61% negative. The survey of 419 Rhode Island voters comes with a 4.8% margin of error.
A concern of ours with the governor is 31% of the voters say she's doing a poor job. So that's getting set in their minds. Those are going to be the voters very, very difficult to move.
President Donald Trump earns even bleaker numbers in our poll. Only 35% of Rhode Island voters have a favorable opinion of the president, with a whopping 64% unfavorable. On the president's job performance, 30% give him a positive job rating against 70% negative. And consider this, only 18% of women think he's doing an excellent or good job, compared to 41% of men.
It's a huge gender gap. The female voters in Rhode Island basically do not like the job that he is doing.
It's also a mixed picture for U.S. Senator Sheldon Whitehouse, who is up for re-election this year. 46% of voters approve the job Senator Whitehouse is doing. 48% disapprove. We also asked voters about the major issues facing both the state and the country, including immigration and gun control. We'll have those results for you tonight at 11 o'clock. Tim White, Eyewitness News.